Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a what do I use for my brushes day. Yeah, I got this request from one of the comments below on one of my other videos, and I thought it was a good idea. Let's do it. So I'm gonna try and make it pretty painless for you. I know this can get long and boring, so just go right into it. So first of all, I love Real Techniques brushes, and I have a lot of them. My first couple that I got were from a kit, and there were 6 of them in here. All 6 of these that came in one kit, and they were $30 for all of them. Awesome deal. I really don't like spending tons of money on brushes. It like hurts me to spend money on brushes. I don't know what it is, but I just hate it. I also just bought a couple crown brushes, and I don't have any crown, and I've heard good things. So yeah, we'll see how those work out. And those are really inexpensive. They're like, some of them are really inexpensive, like $2, $3 if that. So anyway, excuse me. I still sound really stuffy. I've had a cold for like 2 weeks. It's really annoying. So anyway, first brush I have is the buffing brush. I use this one for my foundation. I really like this one. It really dents, and so it holds a lot of product, and so it really gets into all the crevices of my skin. So I really like this brush. I use this one for my foundation. Next brush I use is, typically I used this one for contouring, and recently for my makeup I've been using this one for my under eye concealer. This one is a setting brush, so that's kind of what it's supposed to be for, not for contouring. Although you can use it for contouring, and I do like using it for that because it's much more precise. Recently I used this to blend out my concealer / highlighter, and I also used it for the powder to set that as well. So I use this Real Techniques setting brush for both of those things. Next brush I really like is the multitask brush. This is all part of that same Real Techniques kit. This one is a large fluffy brush, and it's just really good for, what I use it for rather, is once I've done all of my makeup, so blush, contour, highlight, you know, foundation's all on, I go back over with this one to blend everything together to make sure that there's no like specific lines of certain things. So I usually keep this one pretty clean. I don't use product unless it's like a highlighter, and maybe I'll use it for a highlight, but yeah, I try and keep this one as product free as possible so it will blend the colors in together. So another brush that I use for powder to set my foundation is this EcoTools brush. It's another large fluffy brush, very similar to the Real Techniques one, except for this one I do use for colors. So I do use it for my foundation powder to set. Once I put my liquid foundation on, I'll use a powder, and I'll use this brush to set all that. So I really like this EcoTools brush. I think it was like $8, and you can get it at Target. The next brush I really like is this Real Techniques pointed foundation brush. So this is the other one that came in that kit of 6. I use this one for my nose contour. It's pointed, so you can be more precise, but you can also blend immediately. You don't have to worry about there being like a line. So it's called a foundation brush, so obviously it has many different uses. If it works well for you in a different way, go for it. Go for it. Not go for it. Okay, whatever. I don't know if I just said this already, but I'm pretty sure that that kit was like a Christmas special or some type of like special, because I keep going back looking to find more to like buy them as gifts, and I can't find the same kit that I used. The only one I can find is like a pack of 4, so mine was a pack of 6, and can't find it, so I'm sorry. This brush has no name. It's just a Revlon brush. I use this for my powder. No, oh my gosh, my blush. I don't really like wearing a ton of blush, I guess. I love blush, but I think subtle blush is good. It will blend out really nice, but it's not too large where I have a huge strip of blush. So I really like this one. I don't know what it's called. It's just a Revlon brush. You can find it at any Walgreens or anything. Sticking with the Real Techniques, this one is a contouring brush. It's a sculpting brush. Never mind. The name is Sculpting Brush. This I use for my contour. So when I stopped using this brush for my contour, I started using this brush. So you can tell the difference is pretty large. It just carves out the contour really well, and takes less time in my opinion. So I wouldn't use this for anything else other than contouring, maybe doing my foundation because it's so dense, but it's very obviously made for contouring and I think it works really well, so I wouldn't use this for anything else. Most of the time you can find different uses for different brushes, but this guy I feel like not really. He's made for one purpose and one purpose only. Woo! Alright, I got this one in my Ipsy bag, and it is a Luxie brush number 504, and it is called Large Angled for obvious reasons. I've used this for my contour, and I also use this for blush. I also use this for highlighter. So yeah, it kind of has a multi-purpose thing about it, which I really like, and I love brushes that you can use for more than one thing. Okay, and the last brush that I haven't used recently but I really do like is this brush, fan brush from e.l.f. I think the black ones I always find are like $3, the white e.l.f. brushes are $1. But this one's really nice because it doesn't hold a lot of product. When I use a highlighter, I'll use this and just kind of lightly fan it over my cheeks, and I find that that works really nice and very subtle. Complaint with the e.l.f. brushes, the shadow brushes are really good and they do their job well. I have a ton of shadow e.l.f. brushes. The large brushes by e.l.f. I just don't like. Case in point, the professional bronzing brush, this is very similar to the tapered brush that I got in my Ipsy bag, as you can see. But this one is like, you can just see the difference. You can just see the quality difference. Like these synthetic brushes, like it literally has split ends. Like it literally does. It's just kind of falling apart, not cool. And then the other brush, I got a stippling brush from e.l.f. and I'm using it. And this one, like, literally don't use a lot of pressure when I use this one. Like this I specifically use when I'm doing like a highlight and I don't want a lot of product, or I'm like blending something very lightly. Like I do not use a lot of pressure with this brush. And I was using it one day and it came apart. I was like, whoa, okay. Like, no, not for me. So that's that. Onward, on to eyeshadow brushes. This is my favorite brush and it came in that 6-pack, but I know you can find it separately. It's the Essential Crease Brush by Real Techniques. It looks like this. It's so good. I love this brush and I use this every single day and I don't think I could do my eyeshadow without it. It just blends so well. It's small enough so it gets right in the crease, but it's just great. I really, really like this one. And on the same note, I have an e.l.f. brush, and it's also a blending brush that I really love, and this one was $1, so I will be going back to get more. So you can see the difference there. This one's a lot less dense and the bristles are longer. I typically use this one for blending only, so I don't usually put color or product on this. I just use it to blend out. So after I use that crease brush to put the shadow on, I will go over with this brush and blend everything out, and it just makes everything look really nice. So 2 more brushes I really like. They're very similar. They're both e.l.f. You can see them right here. So I use, this one is a smudge brush. This brush I use for underneath my eyes. I use this one to smudge things out. The name is a smudge brush, so I use it for that purpose. So really perfect for that. And this other e.l.f. professional eyeshadow brush, I use this guy when I'm doing an all over color. So if I'm using a base color, I use this brush. So mostly for light colors, like the champagnes, the very, very light browns, I'll use this one. I don't like using dark colors for this one, but it's perfect because it's kind of big and flat. It's perfect for just patting all over the eyelid. So I use that for the base, and then if I have to go over after eyeshadow is done to put more like on the center of my lid, I'll use this one to pack it on. It works really well. So got no more use for that guy. Here is one of my favorite brushes. It is the only expensive one that I have. So this is the Anastasia, oh my god, Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is number 12. It's an eyebrow brush. It has this little spoolie, is that what it's called? That's what it's called. This guy on one end, and then the angled brush on the other. This one for my eyebrows. It just gives a much nicer, crisp line, and yeah, I really like it. And I do wash this one every day because the dip brow that I use is so once it dries, it's like so hard to get off. So if I wanted to use this over and over again every day, I have to wash it just because there's like crusty old, you know, eyebrow gel on it. So yeah, really like it, and with all the washing that I have done to it, it still looks just like I bought it. So yeah, that's pretty much it. The only other brush that I use every day, well, I guess not every day, if I'm using eyeliner, is this brush. It came with the L'Oreal Infallible Black Gel Liner that I got, so I didn't buy it separately, it just came with the gel liner, and I use it, and I do like it. It's a little bit too thick. So it makes putting eyeliner on a little bit of a challenge. So I usually end up putting on more eyeliner than I want because this brush is just a little bit too thick. So anyway, but so I do use that one quite a bit too. But that's pretty much it. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. I hope you found it informational? I don't know. I hope you found, I was gonna say inspirational, which is not what this should be. God, I don't know what I'm saying. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I hope you liked it. I hope you heard of some new brushes and some things that might work for you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.